Hello, everyone. Welcome to our expressions. We are looking forward to chatting with you all today. We have a beautiful discussion. I'm Anna. Hi. Sharon.
Hi, welcome back to our expressions. I'm Sharon, and I'll turn you over to Delia.
Hey everyone, so glad that you guys could tune in for another week. We are happy that you are becoming a member of the WOW family. So yeah, let me put you on to Nadine.
Hi, this is Nadine from Wow Expression. I would like to welcome everyone to our first official podcast.
All
And
right.
this time we're discussing issues having to do with women, but we welcome all to participate, look at, and subscribe.
All right. All right, guys. So today's our first official discussion, and we were so overwhelmed by the support that you guys gave us. We were like, wow, as our name says, right? And we even had someone just write us and ask us a question. So we're gonna start today's presentation, this discussion with a question. Nadine?
The question that we was asked to talk about was, my girlfriend of 15 years refuses to support my relationship because she says I'm too good for him. I really like him and I love my friend. So,
Wow.
there's a lot of pulling, emotional pulling and tugging right there. You have the issue of the new boyfriend who seems to be fabulous. And
You know, in the beginning, these men are perfect, right? They're like
perfect.
gods.
Yeah, for sure. But you don't know how it's going to pan out. You don't know what creature who's going to jump out, but you know your friend for 15 years. So,
I know, like
what do you think,
that's
Sharon?
a tough one. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we want to all find love. We want to find someone to share our lives with, and sometimes on that journey, looking for that, sometimes we don't see stuff, and the people around us are able to see it.
Yeah.
And
But
are you gonna live your life for other people?
the key thing you said, Delia, you said that we are all looking to find love. But is that really something that is our be all and end all? But what about just plain sisterhood? Having people who are in your circle to support you and they see things that sometimes don't see because we're so involved and wrapped up with the guy that we met, when your sisters who've been there for years may be able to see the demon you're not seeing.
Right, right. What do you think, Anna? This is like, wow.
I hear what Nadine is saying, but at the same time, a girlfriend really shouldn't be stopping you in any way to, finding love. So, I mean, there are both sides to the story, and we need to actually, expand on it. Sisterhood is important, and all and everything. It's important. But are you going to give up any relationship she says that is not good and just be her sister, or are you going to, you know, find that middle ground where you can say, yes, I love what you're saying to me, I hear you, but listen, you know what, I want to give this a try, and she respects that.
But there must be some reasoning behind why she doesn't like him. Maybe she had some sort of interaction, or she told you something that she can believe that he did, or she saw, potential for disaster that you are not really seeing.
The thing about it, to me, I will say we all have our lives to live. And while the sisterhood is important, if somebody's looking for that companionship, that love, that significant other, yes, your girlfriend, your sister may say, there are things that I'm seeing that I don't know, but I will say, give it a try. You explore, don't rush in, don't jump in, but over time, you see where it's going. You see how you feel with this person. You get your own experience based on the individual, as opposed to taking someone's opinion, while it matters, it should not be the deciding factor, in my opinion.
But
I think you should
what I
explore it.
have encountered sometimes, when you take too long to decide, you end up stuck in a relationship rut. So sometimes if you look at things objectively and you see, okay, my friend or my sister said she noticed this about someone, but you overlooked it. But given you will never find 100% in one person, you will find your best 80, I would say, and 20% you're willing to overlook. But you can't really take something that should not be how to put it, a deciding factor, and decide you're going to give it up because you want a man. And then end up staying with somebody for
We don't know sister situation. If she like, listen, I need to get some action and this giving it to me. So I'm gonna deal with the problems after because I need to be happy. Maybe she just wants to be happy. It is really a tough situation, right? Because as we keep saying, like, what your friends think about, potential partner, it really does have an impact. But you have to always remember that you are an autonomous individual with agency, and you have to decide, because sometimes your friends could be wrong. They probably, heard maybe the guy has a reputation and people change, and they're probably going on that, saying stuff based on that reputation. I mean, she didn't really give a lot of information. I guess she didn't want to be too specific. But it really is a tough one.
Yeah, I think she needs to give everybody their justification. She should look out for red flags.
Exactly.
Set up red flags, and if you keep noticing these red flags, when something happens in the beginning and it's a red flag, and you see 1, 2, 3 red flags, in 5 years, it's going to be 10 times worse.
Right.
So you have to decide in the beginning, if you see a red flag, am I willing to deal with this in 5 years? And what is a red flag to you? My red flag may not be a red flag for me, but a red flag may be a red flag for you.
Right.
We all have different values. So it is important that you decide when you're having a relationship what your posts are and what you consider a red flag. Because believe you me, when you meet someone, the little things that annoy you now is going to be a huge annoyance.
Tell me about it.
Yes.
All been there. It's like, oh my God, he's so attentive. He becomes a stalker. Okay, he's not. Here's your stalker for you, right, Anna?
You're saying Anna like Anna.
You're speaking, girl. But we can't discount her friends suggestion or what her friend feels. I mean, this is 15 years of a relationship. Her friend would know her more than maybe anyone else.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, we have known each other for a very long time, all of us here.
Do not say the number of years, because that's probably the age we want to be. Okay?
We have known each other for a very long time, and if Delia or Nadine or even Sharon come and say, Anna, this guy is not good for you, I would not stop talking or discount what you all say, because we have known each other for such a long time. But at the same time, if I'm looking for love and I am seeing it with this person, I mean, as my sisters, you're supposed to stand with me whatever choice I make. When I call you, you're supposed to be there to help me. I'm saying, I told you so.
We told you.
Not even that, but if it's a...
But dry my eye, you know what I mean? And say, that's okay, but it's a learning experience.
Yeah, life is a learning experience.
Discount her relationship with this new guy, and we can't...
You're going to leave that? Life is a learning experience, but if you...
Exactly.
Your friend, someone...
So we have to be able to look at it at both sides, and she needs to know who her friend is. And if her friend is genuine, and for 15 years, that has to be basically a genuine relationship. I
Okay.
mean, we can't discount that, but then we can't discount a relationship either.
Okay, but
The
when you
So
thing is, she shouldn't have
want,
to choose between friend or boyfriend. It should be she make a decision, and based on the outcome, whether it's for or against, a friend will be there to support you no matter what your decision is.
yeah,
If
and
it's a
when
genuine
you
friend.
fall down, your friend is going to be there to back
Exactly.
this.
But she
Yes.
warned her. That's the thing, though.
But that's okay. It's her life. Why
Want
she would have
her,
won her? It is her life to live.
be with a
Okay, I hear you. I hear
if
you.
you warn her, you take heed of the warning, you go on your dandy way, walking with the man, and then when you get the first butt and you fall down in your ball, your friend's supposed to come back.
Come right here, baby. Cry on my shoulder. We got you. I hear you. But you know what? This is so interesting because actually, this question that came, had us all thinking like sisterhood, right? Like friendship. Like, what does that even really mean? Like, what does that mean? Because I know, like, for me personally, in my family, was 4 boys and me. So I didn't really have a sister to bond with and connect and all of that good stuff. So my relationships with my girlfriends became really, really important. Like, I remember my first friend, right? Her name was Amanda Williams, right? And my last name is Williams.
Brilliant too.
But she didn't like me at all.
I wonder why.
I wonder, Nadine, it took my thoughts. I was just thinking the same thing.
I feel like if she used to beat me up, but I can't remember because I was 5. Okay, I'm not sure. And then one day, so like I told my brothers, oh my God, this girl used to beat me up and whatever. And they came and they threatened her. They were like, stop beating up my sister. And after that day, we became the best friends ever. You know what I mean? And up to today, we're still friends. It's like, so sisterhood and friendship is really critical. And then like I think about even friends that I have now as a grown woman with children and that kind of thing. I have friends from high school, like my friend Margaret. We met the very first day. She says I took her sandwich. I have no memory of that.
You're
But
bullying.
I have no we argue about this all the time, and it's not like if and it's like it's amazing, and your friends, all these shared experiences that I've had with these women, and even you guys have been in my life for a very long time.
I'm very proud of the wisdom gained over many years. I declare for research purposes only. All the stuff that we did was for research.
Nadine, this is a PG program. We cannot go there.
I know we can't go there, but you should be proud of the years we spent together gaining these experiences, and now we can impart it to everyone.
Right? I know, so because it's like in a mixture, we had shared values, like we've had shared experiences. And I think most importantly, like with us, like we have a connection, right? Because like I mean,
Yeah.
like some sisterhoods are like biological, right? Whereas like that's their sister, and and you all as adults you all become friends, and that's all your cousins, because a lot of sisters and cousins have like a strong sisterhood, and they have that bond. Or then you have like people who you meet along the way, like you guys, and who have been able to stay with you as you've had different experiences. And like in my case, like I migrated like over 20 years ago, and I mean, like 2 of you guys are still in Trinidad, and we're still close. We still laugh. I mean, thank God for technology. We've been able
Yeah,
to use that to,
definitely.
like, maintain our sisterhood. And I mean, I've had some rough times, and I mean, and I've cried with each and every one of you guys, and I just, you guys mean a lot to me. The sisterhood that we have, it means like so much to me. So I don't know what you guys think about sisterhood and what it means to you. Like Nadine, what does sisterhood mean to you?
We think sisterhood is very important because, as you said, when you're growing up, it's very easy to form bonds of sisterhood. because you in a situation and you are stable. You're in school, you have your best friends, then you go to college or university and you develop those bonds because of the closeness, and you're in that situation for a long time, at least 5 years. And then when you move out into the world of work, and let's say you migrate to a different country or a different state, you end up alone. And thank God now for technology. In these modern times, people are not as friendly. And sometimes you have to step out of your own self too. You have to jump out of yourself to actually meet somebody. And when you meet that person and you want to form that bond of sisterhood, you're not going to just meet someone and say, tell them all my business. You meet someone and you remain guarded and you meet up a few times, and it's a different kind of sisterhood because it's more guarded and you get to know this person and that person is there for you. But still, you maintain your relationships with friends and family and sisters that you have known all these years. But when those sisters are not around, you rely on the ones that you've met on the way in your current circumstance. And sometimes what happens in these big metropolitan countries, there are a lot of these support groups. And sometimes people don't have a sisterhood and they would rely on these support groups to just talk and express themselves. When I say support group, it could be AA, or it could be a group that meets to talk about grief, people who've lost someone and things like that. These things actually exist because in Trinidad, where we're from, the community is so small and close-knit. You could drive down the road and see somebody you know. But
Right.
when you go into New York, you'd be happy if somebody tell you hello. So you have
Listen, as a New Yorker, I take offense. New York are nice. We good. We
yes.
good. But so what you're saying is that, like the example of you guys that have had this long-term relationships, right? That you could come into new spaces and open up and have and build new sisterhoods. That's what you're saying, basically, right?
Yeah, you have to.
Friendships.
You
Right.
have to, especially, for example, you, Delia, who migrate. Okay, fine. For you, it because you were in New York and we have a big Caribbean community. And then I was a flight attendant at the time, so I used to fly up, and every time I go to New York, we meet up and stuff. But it's still a hard process. Imagine if you, let's say, you went to a state like Ohio or one of the a state.
No, I wouldn't go there first to begin with.
There isn't
I
that.
like my life.
Okay, but okay, there isn't that diaspora. And what about if you go, let's say they didn't have the internet, what were you supposed to do?
I guess make you
You have to be able to step out of yourself and reach out. And you would find that when people step out of themselves and be nice, people are surprised. And they welcome it, because sometimes people are alone and they can't, the reason why they're so withdrawn is because they're afraid of being hurt and they're afraid of many things, and they appreciate when you reach out. Even a good morning, they're like, wow, she told me good morning.
right. So Sharon and Anna, I'm not hearing you guys. What are you guys thinking about sisterhood? Anna?
Well, I hear what Nadine say, but I am not that person to go out and meet anybody. I like the friends that I have, and I would like to keep the friends that I have, and I'm not interested in meeting any other friends. That's just what
I know.
and I hear you, Nadine, but not everybody is socially equipped to just go out there. Delia is very social. She could go out there and meet 100 people and find 90 friends. I, on the other hand, will go up there and talk to no one at
No,
all.
you
You
think
know?
What
from
about
the
Sharon, what do you think about, like friendships and sisterhood especially? I mean, you have sisters, right?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to have two sisters. I grew up with my two sisters from my birth to about 10 years. And then I was separated from my family then. I had to go to Tobago to live, and that was quite an experience. That presented some challenges because going to Tobago was one thing, but I was also separated further than that. And that provided a space where there were no other children in that home. So it was just me, and I wasn't even allowed to have much friends to come to the house, that type of thing. But I remember a particular girl in school. She, like, I would see things that I didn't even understand. And I know when you're that age, you're curious, like, what is this about? What is that? What is this? And I would go to this girl, and we're the same age. And I would go to her and say, girl, I saw so and so and so. And she would say, girl, that means so and so and so. And she always provided that sisterhood for me that I didn't even realize was so important at that young and tender age. So to me, sisterhood it's a bond. It's a sharing. It's a connection. It's a platform where you can have a circle around you. It may be just 1, 5, whatever amount of persons. When you form that bond with someone, and that bond has to be built on trust, honesty, integrity. There must be guidelines to that relationship, like any other relationship. But the thing about it is, when you find that connection with someone, it takes a while to really blend, to mesh with someone. But when you get through that, and it's, you could go about your life knowing wherever this person lives, whatever this person is doing. I may not see them for 5 years, 10 years. But when we do make that connections, like we saw each other just yesterday, we could laugh, we can talk, we can reminisce. So sisterhood is important, but it's also important to select the persons that you're going to have around you, because
you don't know what
yes, you don't want to open yourself up to the wrong persons.
Like toxic, like sisterhoods that become toxic. Like, when do you know, like, you know what? You gotta go, because your energy.
Jealous, They're just jealous. They're jealous.
Yeah.
No, why do Trinidadians say that for everyone? That girl in the brown dress, she jealous.
Because I have a man, she can't keep that man.
I think for me, when a relationship becomes toxic, you see signs of things that makes you uncomfortable. And I've always said to myself, if something makes you uncomfortable, pay attention to that. Yeah. So if you realize the energy you get from this person is not the same as it used to be, you have to examine that. You may be right or you may be wrong. So you don't make a rash decision, but you examine it, and you don't just put it aside. And when you examine it and you realize, okay, I'm seeing a pattern developing that is not working for me, it's no longer serving the initial plan, the initial purpose.
But if you know what, Sharon, I've had friends who I have loved. I'm a lover. No, just kidding.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. But I have truly loved them, but the relationship was, I mean, you guys know the story, and I had to cut it off. So it's like, like the love, you have the love for them because you may have fun with them, you may have had shared experiences with them.
People outgrow.
They outgrow, yeah.
That you are growing too, and so that's when it may become toxic, because sometimes people don't grow, but they still appreciate what you bring to the table. When they stop appreciating your value, that's when you need to leave them in their corner.
Right. So value seems to be very critical in that whole sisterhood. You need to be in a space where your value is appreciated, right, Anna?
Yeah, and respected.
Yes, definitely. Because I have had people I consider friends, love them all, and years later realize that they were never my friend. I loved them, and because of my love for them, I saw them as a friend.
A lot of stuff.
And and realize, no, they weren't. They were just somebody that I love, but my love blinded me to their friendship.
Wow.
And it's the same thing. You realize that their value system and everything is just not in sync with yours. And because of that, for whatever reason, there's such resentment is the word that I would use, but I'm sure
resentment set in.
Yeah. So these things, and they fall apart very quickly, especially if you're not paying attention.
Yes.
So you have to pay attention to the people that you call your sisters, your friends. You have to pay attention, because Sharon, you said just now that you have to allow a relationship to grow. I met a friend who, from the moment she opened her mouth, I loved her and I love her still, and we are still friends. And there was no relationship growing. So, it was just, we were just equally yoked.
Yes.
And that happens. And it's probably doesn't happen every day or with everyone, but it happens. And then it have some friendships you just have to allow to build.
Right.
But
Yes.
that's
And,
like
that
Sharon,
works
right?
out too.
That's
Yeah.
like
Say again?
Sharon. When we met Sharon was working at this office, right? And that's like 2 points. Like people you meet on jobs sometimes become your best friends. Like as a young person, when you connect with somebody on a job, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And then when you have a friendship that just develops slowly and you grow to appreciate someone,
Yes.
that's also amazing. So it just kind of, it's like, sisterhoods are formed in like so many
Many
different ways. But as long as you have like the core values, right? Of shared values, that connection, that
Yes.
love, and I guess it must be centered in love and fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Anna, you remember our trips? Hello? Not for discussion.
I remember putting a bag on my back and standing up on the priority bus route, taking taxi with Delia and Pets.
Listen, we call no names. No incriminating evidence. Okay. No, but really, like, we had so much fun. And that is a critical quality, I think, being able to have
We
people.
had fun, yeah, but we also had plenty tears
Yes.
and plenty hugs and plenty don't know what to do as a young woman in your 20s, and you're just, you're looking for support from your friends because somebody's supposed to have an answer for something.
Right.
And that is how your relationship grows. So it's fun, yes, and there's tears and there's pain and there's relationship issues. The boy don't like you like him too much, and but those are things that build a sisterhood, and continue and will continue. I mean, we have gone through husbands, children, homes, loans, and we're still here. We're still here, so.
So back.
Oh my God. So yeah, guys, this conversation could last forever because obviously sisterhood and friendship is like the core to why we're here. And we really want you guys out there to develop sisterhood, develop friendships. I mean, connect with people in a genuine, authentic way, right? Because that's what we are doing, and that's why we've been able to bring wow expressions to you. All right, so we just want to say like the video and subscribe. Please share to all your friends and families. And we'll see you guys next time. Okay.
Love you.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye. Bye.